to.
Exactly. He got beat nearly 5 lengths last start in the Rosehill Guineas. He's meeting the same opposition here today. I really can't see him turning the tables unless he's grown another leg and put about another 100cc in his engine department.
The only filly in the race, there's 6 males and 1 female, and there she is, tall, plain chestnut, but not a bad type at all. Grand Archway, trained by Graham Rogerson.
They're beaten 4.5 lengths in the Moonee Valley Oaks the last start. That was by Sunline. Sunline, an absolute quality filly. Grand Archway, look, she hasn't put many bad performances. She is absolute quality. She won the VRC Oaks. She's won at weight for age. She's got to be given a chance against the boys, but 3 or 4 of these boys are absolute quality.
Okay, well, that's the field, and of course we've got star riders riding these horses. Glenn Boss is on Sky Heights. Jimmy Cassidy is on Dignity Dancer. They fought out the Rosehill Guineas. We put a piece together during the week on these 2 great riders. Something special to win a Derby, Jim?
It is, Ken. It's special for the owners. It's special for a trainer, and I think it's a lot of pride for a rider. The likes of Larry, myself, Shane, Glenn Boss, you know, Brian York, we're all top-class jockeys. We all love to win Derbies. We all love to win Group 1s, but I think the Derbies are the special ones.
It's one of those things everyone says, oh, geez, it's great to win a Derby. You know, you can win, I mean, it's great to win the Classics, the Melbourne Cups and those races, but I think when to win a Derby is a special thing, because inevitably the 3-year-old that wins a Derby goes on to be a great horse later on, so it's good to be associated with these good 3-year-olds.
In the straight, Sky Heights, the Victorian, went to the front. Arena's under pressure, chasing, and Dignity Dancer is about to unleash a great run. They've come clear to fight it out from the Kiwi Able Master. Arena's hit the lead. Dignity Dancer's after him. Sky Heights comes again. It's the Cassidy boys, and on the inside, Glenn Boss with Sky Heights. Dignity Dancer's hit the lead. Sky Heights is coming again. Sky Heights in front. Dignity Dancer lunges, missed him. Sky Heights a nose. Sky Heights a nose on the line to Dignity Dancer, and Glenn Boss stands high in the irons to salute the crowd. Third Arena in a great Guineas.
I rode the horse yesterday morning, and he's just so relaxed. He just felt great to me, and there's absolutely no doubt in my mind. Looking at him, he looks like he's improved, especially what Colin had said him for this race, and he knew that he would improve after the Guineas, and it looks like he's done that quantum leap.
Look, the small field can be a disadvantage, it can be an advantage. The worst I look at it, he's going to be 7 lengths off the leader, or he's going to be outside the leader, so there's not a lot of pluses and a lot of minuses, so I'm just going to sum it up the way I did in Melbourne, just go out and ride him accordingly, and different race, the Derby, 1.5 miles, which he's really looking for now. I think his horse is still, they've got to beat Ken.
Dignity Dancer's got his head in front. There's a pot of gold for him at the end of the rainbow. Yes, he'll do it. He gets the Triple Crown, Dignity Dancer.
Look, I can really see him turning the tables. I think he's the best colt in the race. Arena's backing up 3 weeks in a row. The other horse is probably still a little bit underdone, fitness-wise, compared to Dignity. I still think he's the horse to beat. All he wants is a little bit of luck and running, a good ride, and I think he'll win.
Would it be something special to win an AJC Derby?
Yeah, it certainly would be, and especially this AJC Derby. I know we've had some great clashes over the years, but I think this one is going to be as good, every bit as good as what we've had in previous years with Octagonal, Saintly, and Nothing Like a Day, that sort of year. So to win that sort of clash, I think it's going to be a great battle of tactics and a great battle of good staying 3-year-olds. So I think to win it this year would be something very special indeed.
I think it will too, and well, we've heard there from Sky Heights, from Glenn Boss, who's riding Sky Heights, from Jimmy Cassidy, who's riding Dignity Dancer, and of course the other horse right in the market is Arena. Arena is trained by John Hawkes. His stable foreman is his son Wayne. Darren Beedman caught up with Wayne a little while ago.
Yeah, look, Des, we're really happy with the horse. He's worked him during the week, and the horse is absolutely... The more you do with the horse, the better he is. He's a real tough horse, and he's one horse you really have to put a bit of work into, but the more you do with him, the better he thrives. He's spot on.
How about the ground?
Yeah, you know, Dad would have liked to have been obviously a good track, but that's probably, you know, your only sort of minus with the horse, but definitely would have been better on top of the ground. But all we can hope for is that every horse has a good luck in running, and the best horse on the day will win. All the best.
Yeah, Wayne Hawkes, speaking of Arena. Arena ran last Saturday, and as Darren told us earlier in the program, 15 of the last 20 winners of the AJC Derby ran the previous Saturday. Here he is chasing Tie the Knot and Intergaze in the Mercedes Classic. He's in the Cerise out wide.
It was a very impressive run. He looked like he was going to come up and beat these horses. Tie the Knot in the red there, and Innergaze. Two handy gallopers. They're a year older than him, so they got that on him, and he just failed the last little bit. But that's a good pipe opener for today, Kenny.
It sure is. Well, Darren, I don't think we need to ask any more. You're tipping Arena.
Exactly.
Simon.
I'm actually going to go with Lawyer from Dignity Dancer.
I'm going for Sky Heights. Glenn Boss to win it for Melbourne. Right. In the middle of the betting ring, as usual, is our mate Vossi. Andrew, come in.
And Ken, right in the middle. Well, I can tell you that Lawyer has blown in the market. I'm not prepared to say too much about it after last week at Rose Hill. But as far as the betting goes with the top three, Dignity Dancer has had the biggest money. And there has been some very big bets placed on the Derby. Some of the country's biggest and most notable punters are in action today. So I think you get the message there. Dignity Dancer, very firm. Sky Heights just about second favourite now, ahead of Arena. Very good betting race for the Derby.
OK, thank you very much, Andrew. And just to show you, ladies, that we're not going to leave out the girls, the filly in the race is Grand Archway, trained by Graham Rogerson. We better go and get Graham's thoughts on this mighty mare. Graham Rogerson, Grand Archway's the only filly in the race. Can she beat all the colts?
I think her work this morning was sensational. There is a lot of women in New South Wales, probably half as much as there is men, and I think if all the women get behind her, and Cold Tidy, our leading bookies, offer double the odds for any woman that wants to back her, and they go and back her each way, I think what beats her will win the Derby. I expected her either run first or second.
She had a bit of a setback in Melbourne, which is being well documented. Are you confident that she's completely over that now?
Well, I don't say she's 100%, but I'd say she's 95. She had a real bad injury to a muscle, and her run against Sunline was a lot better than it looked in the circumstances, and her work this morning, I've never seen her work as good.
Queen Elizabeth II stand, and the crowd gathered to see the running of the big one, the Blue Ribbon, the AJC Derby. And, well, the stands are nearly overflowing, and that's the way we like to see it. Big crowds for big days, and I'm sure whoever takes away that magnificent trophy will have earned it, because it's a class field this year. Only 7 runners, but 7 very, very good horses as we look at Sky Heights and then at Lawyer. Lawyer to be ridden by Shane Dye, and as usual, we've got Shane's tactics here on Sports Saturday, what he thinks are is the right way to ride the winner of the Derby.
With only 7 runners in the Derby today, barriers don't matter. There's not a lot of pace in this race. There's no doubt I'll go forward on Lawyer. Dignity Dancer will go forward a bit. Sky Heights has to go forward because he pulls, and so will our Deuce. This race for Jimmy Cassidy will begin from the mile. He'll have to decide whether to stay back, go forward. It all depends on the pace. Now, Larry Cassidy, he'll be back in the field and just smoking his pipe, an expression. He'll wait for Dignity Dancer to make his move. The race will really take off from the 600 metres. Sky Heights will get going. Lawyer's got to get into the clear. Grand Archway will be somewhere there, the only filly in the race. This is sure one hell of a race, and it's going to be a great finish. Any one of 5 horses can win.
Yeah, as Shane said, it is one hell of a race, and well, I'm really looking forward to it. Simon Marshall there in the all-blue colours, formerly Sir Alan Potter's racing colours. Simon, they're all getting ready for it.
No doubt about that, Kenny, and I can tell you what, just looking back at the great stands here at Royal Wandwick, it is quite a daunting sight. I don't think I've seen a bigger crowd here since I've been coming to Sydney for the last 7 years. And just talking to Jimmy Cassidy here with Dignity Dancer in front of me, he gets led around by the pony every time just to keep him nice and relaxed. Only one thing Jim had to say to me, he said, let's get it on. So he's very confident. Grand Archway, she's lovely and relaxed. She's just walking around here. Hasn't sweated up neither. She's really taken control, and she's going to really shake up this atmosphere, Grand Archway. Could not fold her. Greg Hall's mount. Now, it's just sweated up a little bit, jogging around, and that's Able Master. He looks okay. Arena, well, he's had a lovely prelim. Larry's given him a real good warm-up. He's lovely and relaxed, and could not fold him from Crown Lodge. Looks absolutely sensational. Sky Heights has just got a little pat between the ears from Glenn Boss. He's sweated up a little bit around the shoulder. That's just suggesting he's ready to run. And let's talk about Lawyer. Lawyer, Shane Dye's man. He's had a nice prelim too. He looks fantastic behind the gates. So that's how they all look, Kenny. As I said, it's a daunting sight here out on track. We'll cross back to you.
Thank you very much, Simon. And up in the grandstand now is Darren Beedman getting ready with a few of the connections.
Good, thanks, Kenny. It's pretty tight up here. I think it's going to be as tight up here as it will be out there in the Derby, which is going to be running in a few minutes. We've got Billy Mitchell, Colin Alderson, Bruce Wallace. We've got some of the main trainers here, and they've certainly got their binoculars on their runners, watching every move that they make. and it certainly is a picture up here. See, just a sea of heads that are down over the grandstand, and it really is excitement plus. Back to you, Kenny.
Yeah, thank you, Darren. And, well, there's Billy Mitchell sitting there quiet and relaxed in the centre. I don't think he'll be sitting quite as quietly. Keith Biggs next to him, one of the owners of the Dignity Dancer, and they'll get ready to jump to their feet if the horse ranges up in the straight. Well, the horses have started to go into the barriers now. Dignity Dancer, the horse in question in the pink and blue colours, the colours carried by Doremus in his Melbourne Cup win. He takes his place. He's on the outside of the field. They're ready to go. Here's Terry Bailey.
$2.40 Dignity Dancer jumped from the outside gate of 7. Line is complete and the red light flashing. All set to jump. Sky Heights beautifully behaved. The gates are back and they're racing in the Derby. Dignity Dancer out wide on the track jump with them. Able Master jump fairly. Lawyer on the fence away well. Dignity Dancer going up and Sky Heights with his mouth open. At the post, Sky Heights leads the way. Dignity Dancer much more forward today. He's outside the speed. Lawyer on the fence. Grand Archway the centre. Able Master's on a limb. He's trapped 3 deep. Getting well back, El Duche and Arena snag back to the tail of the field. Over the crossing at the 2,000 metres mark and Sky Heights bowl to the front. He's against Boss, led by nearly 2.5 lengths on Dignity Dancer, and the big boys settle nicely in the run. A length away, Lawyer the fence tagging him forward. 2 lengths to the filly Grand Archway, El Duche well back, then Able Master and Arena last of all. 8 lengths away from the leader Sky Heights. They race to the 1,600 metre crossing and they're about to turn to the back. Sky Heights in front. The Rosehill Guineas winner leads by 2 lengths on Dignity Dancer, and he's beautifully poised. He's settled well for Cassidy. 2 lengths away, Lawyer the fence. 1.5 lengths to the filly Grand Archway. She's off the rail. She's moving up. Then Able Master inside El Duche, and 2 lengths away to Arena. They're racing to the 1,300 metres mark. They're nearly at the halfway point, and Sky Heights made play. He rolls along freely in front, led 2 lengths to Dignity Dancer. No change to the field. They were followed next on the fence by Lawyer, Grand Archway, Able Master, El Duche, Arena still last. He's only 5 lengths away from the leader, Sky Heights. They're at the 1,000 metres peg. Sweeping down the side of the track in the Australian Derby, and Sky Heights made play. He's just over a length in front of Dignity Dancer. Lawyers had a charm run the fence. Di looking to come away from the rail. Here comes Larry Cassidy on Arena. He's moving up around the filly Grand Archway. Able Master second last. El Duche is last of all. 700 metres out. Sky Heights in front. He dominates from the front here, Boss. Sky Heights a half on Dignity Dancer, starting to close the margin. Grand Archway's moved up 3 out. Lawyer back to the fence, needing a run. Arena's on a limb chasing. They'll make it a sprint home. Then came Able Master, El Duche as they wheeled the bend. Around the corner in the Derby, Sky Heights at the foot of the rise, led for home. Straightened up by a half length on Dignity Dancer. Cassidy riding confidently, so too Boss on the leader. 2 lengths away, Grand Archway, Arena, and Lawyers going back to the inside at the 200 metres mark. Sky Heights in front. Dignity Dancer can't get to him. Arena starting to range up. He's looking for the big Derby's double. Arena moved up to Sky Heights, Dignity Dancer and Grand Archway. Sky Heights repels the challenge. Great effort in front, and he leads all the way to win the Derby. Sky Heights by a length on the line to Arena. Photo third, Grand Archway or Dignity Dancer. Then Able Master, Lawyer well back, and El Duche the Kiwi last home. He's done it from the front.
Too good, the winner, just too good. Outstayed them when it counted, and Glenn Boss and Colin Alderson take the 1999 AJC Australian Derby with number 3 Sky Heights. He's paid $4.80 in New South Wales and $2.20 for the place. Number 2 Arena had his chance, has run second, and Darren Beedman is upstairs with the excited connections.
It's all happening up here, as you can see. It's Jubilation Plus. And Kyle, congratulations, mate. Your first Derby. It was a great win, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great effort. Had to make the pace, and you know, they all had their chance to knock him off, and he kicked lovely on the line and held him off. So.
Glenn Boss obviously got him settled nice in the run. You're quite pleased with that?
Yeah, I said to Glenn, look, if you lead, you'll do it your own way. And I watched him, went back to the screen a couple of times and watched. I said he's settled beautifully. So.
He looked a sitting duck at the furlong. Every horse was coming at him left, right and centre. But obviously that good training and that polish that you put on him that's got him there.
Yeah, well, look, he, you know, you don't very often go into Group 1 races like this. And this horse has done everything you could ask him to do, and, you know, his blood come back 10 out of 10 the other day, so if he couldn't win today, I'd never beat him.
Well, congratulations, Cole, and get down there and enjoy it.
Thanks, mate.
A great interview by Darren Beedman as we watch this replay. Simon O'Donnell, they had their chance. He was the best horse.
Yeah, he certainly was the best horse. They all had their chance. He's made the pace from go to woe, and he just wasn't going to stop. He wasn't going to be run down. He's got a big heart. He wanted to find the line. He was just too good for them.
Another Group 1 to the Super Sire Zabeel. Boss let him drift off the rail a little bit at the top of the straight. That could have been planned because some people seem to think it's better just off the fence. But one thing's for sure, he was just too good. Simon Marshall, you're entitled to pat this fellow on the back.
We just had a quiet cuddle, Kenny, after coming across to us. Glenn, we're just having a look at this mighty crowd. Fabulous ride out in front, mate.
Oh, mate, they've come to see a very good 3-year-old too. I mean, full credit to Colin Alderson. You know, I said if you looked at this horse in the enclosure, he'd be the best looking horse in the race. And when you had a look at him, he just was.
Yeah.
And
let's talk about it. I mean, you worked out of the straight nicely, and you just looked like you had it in your hand too, going to the 600-metre mark.
It was just like I was in my own little zone because they, you know, they say they give it to me, but I give it to them. Because they just, when he got to the front, he just completely switched off.
Yeah.
And from the 600, I knew nothing could beat me because he can run good sectionals, this horse, so would have taken a pretty good horse to run him down from where they were.
Hey, gee, it's been a big couple of weeks for you.
Oh, yeah, this is the icing on the cake. Got one more to do yet. Got to win the Doncaster and Juggler yet, so, but I'm thrilled with this because, you know, it came out of the blue and I have to thank the owners and Colin Alderson for the ride.
That's fantastic, Glenn, and how is Juggler?
He's super, mate.
Go in and lap it up. Glenny Boss, he's back, Kenny.
Yeah, Yahoo indeed. And the placings are now official. 3, 2 and 7. Sky Heights first, Arena second, the filly Grand Archway third. Officially fourth was Dignity Dancer. Officially fifth was Able Master. The winning margin was a length in the AJC Derby with a long neck between second and third. And Glenn Boss will bring the son of Zabeel back down the famous Randwick race as he comes back, and he'll get a super cheer off the crowd. And this is a fellow who does know how to enjoy success, and we certainly can't begrudge him that. He's earned it. It was a super ride. I just thought he was going to race a little keenly going out of the straight the first time, but then he settled, Simon, didn't he?
Yeah, he certainly did. He did it at Rosehill last start too. He raced a little keenly that first couple of furlongs, but I think Glenn was completely right. He then just switched off, and he knew at the 600 metres the AJC Derby was going to be his.
He's loving it up, but good on you, mate. You're entitled to. Glenn Boss in the yellow and blue checks of the winner, Sky Heights, and trained by an absolutely master conditioner, Colin Alderson, who's assisted by his son and daughter, Stephen and Cindy, who are also trainers. It's a great family operation, and Cole said that this horse was immature in the spring when he ran second in the Victoria Derby, but he sure isn't now, and after today it'll probably be the Melbourne Cup next spring. Time for a break on Sports Saturday, but we'll be back with plenty more action. Okay, well, here's the finish of the AJC Derby, and as you watch it, I should tell you that there is a protest, not against the winner, fortunately, but third against second. Now, Arena is on the outside. He might just come across a little on Grand Archway here, and Brian York, the rider of Grand Archway, has protested against Larry Cassidy on Arena for interference in the home straight. He could have just got held up a little bit there, but certainly no problems with the winner, Sky Heights. He steams away to win by a length. The margin between second and third was a long neck, and Grand Archway gets going again here now, and it'll be up to the stewards to determine whether Cassidy interfered with the third horse. If he did, of course, if there's been enough interference to warrant a change in placings, the stewards will do that. But there's no protest against the winner. There he is, Sky Heights, steaming away for Glenn Boss to beat Larry Cassidy on Arena and Brian York on Grand Archway. And good angle that, and there's Glenn Boss quite excited, and I think he knew a reasonable distance from home that he was going to succeed. Radio, Glenn Boss salutes the crowd with his own a jig. I've seen a few of those American footballers do that when they score a touchdown. But probably none more happy in his moment of triumph than Glen Boss was today at Royal Randwick. 3, 2 and 7, $4.80 and $2.20. Number 2 Arena at $2.10. No third dividend for Grand Archway. Of course, if she gets second, there'll be a dividend for her and none for Arena. The Quinella $8.70, the Trifecta $94 as it stands. That, of course, will change if there's a protest change. Okay, the next big one is the Doncaster Handicap. Let's have a look at the early totes on the Doncaster. Number 1, Catalan Opening at $15. Number 2, Juggler at $8.40. Dodgers at $40. Iron Horse at $51. El Mansour at $64. Dracula at $14. Foxwood at $48. Rustic Dream at $10. He's quite tip around town this morning. Number 9, Anthems at $34. Mosman at $14. Referral at $9.10. Zuccarino was scratched yesterday. Sunline is the favourite at $3.10. Adam is at $18. 121 for Pallia. Mr. Innocent at $28. Number 17, Bonanova at $56. Lease at $27. That's big odds. Zapor at $65. Jade Tights $108. Morphe $26. Shinkansi is a scratching. And that's about the story of the Doncaster. Now, we'll keep you up to date. As soon as we hear word on the protest, we'll let you know. In the meantime, here's Ken Sutcliffe.
Thank you very much, Ken, and really enjoyed Glen Boss. Love seeing great athletes, good jockeys enjoying the moment. Right now, we're taking you back. We saw race 5, which was a beauty. Let's just check them. There you are. Sky Heights paid $4.80 and $2.20. Arena paid $2.10. And, of course, third home was Grand Archway. Now, the first major event of the golfing year begins next week when the Ken calendar.
Yeah, thanks very much, Kenny. And race 6 is the Star City Adrian Knox Stakes for 3-year-old fillies. Number 1, Zara Royal, is at $8.50. Her stablemate is favourite. Number 2, Starry Way, both trained by Jack Denham at $2.80. Miss Peridot at $36. Ills at $7.70. Love to Honour at $9.20. Go Joy at $18. La Moulin at $26. Haywire has paid $13, or is going to pay if it wins. Burning Palms at $9. Carmelina at $10. Prenuptial at $22. And Rose of Tralee at $83. Okay, that's the prices on the Adrian Knox Oaks Stakes, or the Adrian Knox Stakes, I should say. The Oaks is on in a couple of weeks. This is the prelude to the Oaks. All right, I've got that straightened out. You knew the protest was dismissed in the Derby. We'll go for a break, and then we'll be back with more on Sports Saturday.
Coming up on Sports Saturday, the greatest racing challenge for Boom New Zealander Sunline, the famous Randwick Mile. A field of proven stars, including last year's winner, Catalan Opening, tackle the Group 1 Star City Doncaster. Easter Carnival action, live from Royal Randwick, right here on Sports Saturday.
Glen Boss celebrating, and well he might. After the AJC Derby, it was the 139th AJC Derby, first run in 1861, been won by all of our great horses and all of our great jockeys. And Glen Boss now joins the list. And as far as I could see, Sky Heights left his rivals with no excuses. Anyway, Darren Beedman caught up with the losing jockeys. Let's see what they've got to say.
Well, Shane, any excuse? You had a nice run in the race?
I had the run of the race. I had the best run in the race, and he relaxed beautifully. He didn't pull, and it's just so hard for them to overcome a problem in a preparation. But he tried his hardest. He never stopped, and no excuse.
She had every hope in the run until in the straight where Arena laid on us. She definitely crossed ground there, and she should have at least run second. She would have beat Arena, but I wish I'd have got into the clear down the runner, because it might have made things interesting.
Look, he's done what we asked him to do, win the Triple Crown in Melbourne. The other two were bonuses, providing he was still going all right. We expected that he was going to sort of be coming to the end of it. He's done a good job, you know. See you in the spring.
I think that was very, very appropriate what Jimmy Cassidy said, very relevant, that he'll see you in the spring. Dignity Dance is a little tired at the moment, and he'll certainly come back bigger and better in the spring. All right, well, one big one to Glen Boss. He's won the Derby. He's got that prize on his medal piece. He's riding Juggler in the Doncaster, the other big race of the day. Juggler, of course, is trained by Mrs. Gay Waterhouse. Here she is with Darren Beedman.
Okay, you've got Juggler in the Doncaster handicap today. He's run a second and a third. Can he go one better?
Well, I hope he can. You know, it's hard to see older horses improving, but Juggler's is probably as good as I've had him in the last 2 years. I'm delighted with the horse today.
He certainly put the riding on the wall with a good second last start.
Yes, and he always races well fresh, and this will be his second start, even though he had a barrier trial before he ran that second.
the the sting out of the ground today is going to be an advantage for him?
Certainly will, and it won't be that soft. This track will be fabulous. As you know, Darren, how quickly Randwick dries out. Sand-based, and with this nice warm day, it'll be great.
Well, his record on your record on the race, I hope that you get home.
Hope so too.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Always a charmer, Gai Waterhouse. All right, only 2 minutes now, or even less than that, to post time for the Adrian Knox Stakes. In the centre of the betting ring is Andrew Voss.
And Ken, let's see if we can find a winner here. Plenty of money for the top one here, Zar Royale. Also, the favourite Starry Way has been firm. No admirers, it seems, for number 5, Love to Honour. And if you're looking for another one of value to chuck into the trifectas, number 3, Miss Peridot. There has been good money for it. Kevin Moses on board. He's already had one winner today, so perhaps one to watch out for, number 3, Miss Peridot.
Yeah, I like the favourite, I think, Andrew, Starry Way, and I think her danger might be the top weight. Her stablemate, TAB number 1, which of course is Zar Royal. All right, they're going into the barriers. There's Miss Peridot, who you heard Andrew Voss speak of. Simon Marshall, what did you think of the favourite here, Starry Way?
Could not fault whatsoever. Very fit individual. Nice and strong hindquarters too, Kenny. Had the same with Zar Royale. We've only got 2 to move up, mate. We'll go back to you.
Right, 290, 280 out to 290, Starry Way. Zar Royale, $9 into 580. She's been well supported. I feel she's the danger. Ills at 8.10, Love to Honour at 8.60, Burning Palms at $10, Carmelina at 12. But the Jack Denham pair, Starry Way and Zar Royale, who was trapped very wide last week, dominating the market. Okay, just one more to come in. Over the other side, it looks like Go Joy, was it there? I'm not sure what it was. Anyway, they're all in. Here's the caller, Terry Bailey.
And we're all set. Top 2 have been well backed, Zar Royale and also Starry Way, the stablemates. Prenuptials burst through the front of the gate. No real harm done. She's sweating up too, and she's just gone at a light trot, some 20 or 30 metres. Clerk of the course has quickly reined her in. He has charge of her. She'll go back behind the gates. And the club's veterinary surgeon will be called upon to look at her to make sure that she is right to run, which shouldn't be a problem. No real harm done there. Carmelina stood up well with Love to Honour. Starry Way the favourite at $3, Zar Royale at $5.20, and they dominate the betting. The 2 Denham trained fillies win pool up over $636,000. And again she moves in prenuptial. 2,000 metres, starting in the turn out of the straight. And once again they're set. Derby winning jockey Glenn Boss out of the saddle. Starry Way has been eased out of the line, drawn alongside of Zar Royale. Maybe there's a little problem there, and has been trotted around by Brian York, the club's veterinary surgeon, inspecting this filly. Number 2, she's the reigning favourite, 310 and 170 on the New South Wales TAB.
Yeah, let's go to the behind the barrier to Simon Marshall. Everything all right with this filly, Simon?
Yes, Kenny. She just kicked the back of the stalls with the hindquarters. She's just been loaded back in. Everything's A-OK. Back to you.
OK, but the big move in the betting ring is for her stablemate, Zar Royale. They're about to go. Here's Terry again.
To jump. Carmelina, the inside, stood well. Ready. Gates crashed back and they're racing. Burning Palms, Love to Honour and Carmelina on the fence away well and showing speed prenuptial. Miss Peridot with the red cap out wide going forward. Isles is very deep, travelling up around Starry Way, Go Joy and Rose of Tralee. 2 lengths to La Merlin getting back with Zar Royale, and Haywire went out to the tail of the field. Miss Peridot 1,600 metres out was caught wide, and at the crossing she's dashed up and she's rolled to the front. Miss Peridot leads the way from prenuptial. Love to Honour on the fence, pulling against the rider. Isles moves around Burning Palms. Carmelina on the fence. Starry Way's pulling very hard. York is sending her forward at a great rate. She's moved up to be 3rd. 2 lengths further back is on the inside Rose of Tralee from Go Joy. Then came Zar Royale.